Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's give Bruce Aiken a big round of applause. To Don Logan, who is the owner of BASSMASTER, who we had the pleasure of fishing with together. Let's give him a round of applause for being here. We are so pleased to host you. We're as many times as you want to come back, wherever you want to come back in this state, we want to have you. It's really a great industry. It's a great organization. Let's give them one more round of applause, please. It's a pleasure to be back in Cayuga. It's a pleasure to be here. A pleasure to be with all the Latimers. I have a lot of fond memories of my father and Mayor Paul Latimer when I was a young guy watching some real pros operate. So, round of applause to all the Latimers. To Chairman Chapman, thank you for being such a great host. Let's give the chairman a round of applause. Congressman Dan Maffei, who's making us all proud. Pleasure to be with you, Dan. It's a treat to have Derek Coleman here. Pleasure, Derek. And to all the award winners on the fishing, I'll tell you what's funny. Don and I caught that 30-inch pike. We said, let's put it back so someone else can catch it. And isn't it funny how it turned out? Let's give them a round of applause. I want to question the Assembly's prize, however, after this. I never heard of group fishing before. It's an Assembly concept where you put everyone on one boat and then you just add all your totals together. All right. Well, let's give them a round of applause for innovation in fishing. Special welcome to Joni Mahoney, great county executive. Pleasure to be with you. And let me say this about my colleagues from the Assembly, Gary Finch and Joe Morelli and Donald Lapardo and Sam Roberts and Addie Russell, Senator Valesky. Congressman Maffei mentioned Washington and the gridlock that they have in Washington and how you don't have it here locally. We don't have it in Albany either, and we've been blessed because we did for a lot of years, you know. We had gridlock before gridlock was cool, you know. Albany, I think Washington caught the gridlock disease from Albany originally where we had it. But we've come up with a different way over the past few years in Albany. And we say, you know what, we're not Democrats, we're not Republicans, we're New Yorkers first, and that's how we operate, and we do what's in the best interest of the state as colleagues, and let's give them a round of applause for that. Owasco Lake was beautiful, the fishing was beautiful, the guides were great. We have a contestant in this tournament, the only New York contestant, Joe Sancho, who was with us today. Where are you, Joe? Stand up, give Joe Sancho a round of applause. Joe is from New Windsor, and he's on the national circuit, so it's a pleasure to be with him. And it was a great day out there fishing. It really was. It was, as the congressman said, the worst day fishing is better than the best day in the office, and it was great. And the award winning was great, and the fish catching was great. But today wasn't just about the fish. It was partially about the fish, but not just about the fish, because as you heard, fishing is tourism, and tourism is about the economy. And what we've been working on for many years in upstate New York is the economy, because that's what it's about. It's about jobs, jobs, jobs. That is the number one issue. And it is beautiful, and we have every asset that you can imagine in upstate New York. We just need to get that economy running. And that's what me and my colleagues have been focused on for 4 years, getting the economy moving. We have a number of different aspects that are working. We have regional economic development councils. Some of the RDC members are here today, and that is going great guns. We've invested in wineries and distilleries, and that is going beautifully. Finger Lakes, you know how well the wine industry is going. Let's give them a round of applause. We have done some innovative things. We brought the yogurt industry to upstate New York. Our cows are now running dry. We're making so much yogurt, I want you to know. We are importing milk because we can't get enough in the state. And tourism, 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 tourism. Why? Don Logan says to me on the boat, now Don Logan is all over the country, all over the world, all the time. And he said, you know, what you have here in upstate New York is like a hidden secret. Nobody knows the assets you have in upstate New York, and you have everything in upstate New York. And it is a hidden treasure, but we don't want to be that selfish anymore. We want to share the treasure, and that is just letting people see it. It is that simple. We started a new I Love New York campaign 2 years ago, and we talked about it with the legislature, and we said, you know what? We want to invest in advertising because we believe if we expose the asset and people see it, they will come. We invested $40 million, which is a lot of money, because we're very cheap. We invested $40 million. Tourism dollars, tourism revenue went up $4 billion from that $40 million investment. Because it is that simple. You see upstate New York and you will come. And that's what it's about. You put all these things together, and 500,000 new jobs have been created in the past 4 years. And listen to this. Last year, we had the largest one-year drop in unemployment in upstate New York in the history since they've been keeping numbers. That's how well upstate New York is doing. And at the end of the day, it is that simple. It is just exposing what we have in upstate New York. And unfortunately, for too many years, upstate New York was overlooked. And upstate New York did not get the attention it deserved. And you say New York, and people think New York City. And New York City is great. But that's only one part of New York, New York City. And we love having New York City, and we love having a great urban environment, but we love having everything else also. And that is what makes this state really great. I spent 8 years in Washington. I worked in every state in the nation. Nobody has what we have in one state, because we have whatever you could want anywhere in this country, on this globe, we have in one state. It's called New York. I don't care if you want mountains, if you want rivers, if you want rural areas, if you want urban areas, we have it. The best of everything all right here. And we just have to show that picture to the world, and that's what we're doing. We have always had every asset. We just have to tell the story, and that's what we're doing through Bassmasters, through tourism, through the advertising, just showing people New York. And the arrows are pointed in the right direction. And it is such a pleasure for me to be here today to celebrate the success with you, to enjoy this beautiful asset. And once again, Bassmaster, thank you for being in New York. Come back, come back, come back. Thank you, and God bless you.